My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that is not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, know I'll find you in my dreams. My heart rages around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that is not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, know I'll find you in my dreams. My heart rages around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that is not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, know
Hello everyone, and welcome back for part 2 of our Broken Sword 2 playthrough. And we had to skip last week because of scheduling conflicts, so I'll give you a sort of quick rundown from what I can remember. I didn't actually have the chance to double check the video from last week. I know I shared it last night on the thing, but I never actually had a chance to skim through it myself. So from what I remember from where we were at, Broken Sword 2 takes place approximately 6 months or so after the events of Broken Sword 1. George had gone back to the States to be with his dying dad. Then he returned back to Paris. You and Nico had gone to Professor Ubier's house, where she was abducted by somebody from South America. The place was set on fire. There was a poisonous spider, but we escaped and eventually got out of the door because that took us quite a bit just to get out of the door of the mansion. And then after that, there was a little bit in Paris, and then we went to the docks. I can't remember the name of the shipping company, but I'm sure it was important. We'll find out what it was in a minute. We knocked out a bloke and knocked him into the river, so he's probably dead and drowned. And we rescued Nico, and then from there, we went somewhere in South America, but I can't remember the name of the place, and that is roughly where we left. Yeah, that's right. We chucked the dog into the sea as well, didn't we? Because we enticed it out from the guy and his diet of beans. We enticed him out from there, and then we knocked the dog off the perch, and it fell into the the sea. But anyway, let's get started. I shouldn't continue. We'll land us straight back where we were. So hopefully we're not going to have too much of the hang on, yeah. This is like just the save file is just before we went, I think, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. There was quite a bit to do after this bit, wasn't there? Let's see, back to the load game. There must be a load game here. Maybe it's restore game. Why would I say restore game? So yes, we got 39% of the way through the game last time. There we go. This is where we left off, because where the save file there had just taken us, we would have had to go to that art gallery and have that whole lengthy conversation. So here we are. We are can't remember the name of this town, but it's somewhere in South America. So I'll begin by talking to everybody and see what we can get out of them. Oop. If I put the desktop audio on.
Those things are gourds, aren't they?
See.
Hey, mind the footwear, lady.
I'm assuming these people at the market don't actually have anything to say, but we're going to have a little tap around them just to be sure.
Hi.
You wanna buy something?
No, not really.
I got cabbages. Buy a cabbage, senor.
I don't think so.
Looks like he's broke his neck.
Listen, have you heard of Condor Trans Global?
No. Buy a cabbage. I'll give you a discount on bulk purchases.
I'm not into cabbages. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Aye, Tezcatlipoca. Put it away, senor. Tezcatlipoca brings nothing but evil.
The poor guy was so freaked, he didn't even mention his cabbages. See ya.
Yeah, you're going to do this one. I'm sure there is somebody that looks absolutely horrendous. What I can vaguely remember, because I haven't played this game since the 90s. We'll find out. We might as well start from this side of the market first.
Hi there. What have you got for sale?
Okay.
I said, what have you got? Oh, never mind.
Is the dialogue audio okay for everybody? It's a bit awkward to change it, but I can change it.
Hi. Lovely bread.
Okay.
Bread. Pain?
Si, pan.
Maybe I'll come back later when I'm hungry.
As long as you can hear the dialogue, 'cause that's the most important thing in this game. Brilliant. You notice we're not having, well, technically yes, we are having the massive resolution issue that we're having with these games. With the big games from the 90s, that the resolution is only like 300 by something or whatever it is. And the way I've had to, we didn't have this problem with the first game, but this game we're having like massive issues with. But I have managed to get it roughly centered on the screen. It was really awkward to get it like to fit this time, and we don't have that little side bit where the mirror was duplicated.
Do you have crabs?
No, only fish.
Nice fish.
Thanks.
If by some remote chance I ever need a fish, I'll be back. Do you recognize this statue?
Si, senor. It is very, very bad luck. That is Tezcatlipoca, the night hunter.
I know, but I don't believe in luck, good or bad.
You may not now, but you will.
The guy looked scared out of his wits.
Go
Yeah.
away.
I like that. Just blurt it out. Do you have crabs? Just one of those pickup lines, isn't it? His nemesis, the goat.
Now, I like most animals, but experience had made me wary of goats, and cats, and dogs. It looked to me like an early portrait of Orson Welles. In Quaramonte, defacing a poster was probably a capital offense.
It will work on you.
Hey, cheer up, guys. What's with the long faces?
Our pipe player has been arrested and thrown in jail.
Poor Miguel. He never broke the law in his life.
Why was Miguel put in jail?
For playing folk music.
Understand
What?
that.
It's true, senor. He insisted on playing traditional Quaramonte music, even though it's illegal.
Why don't you try playing a tune to cheer yourselves up?
No, we should be looking for real jobs.
We could earn 10 times as much down the mines. My cousin Ramirez was earning 8 pesos an hour.
Before he lost his legs in the accident.
Tell me about the accident at the mine.
There was an explosion at Teoculcan. 30 miners were buried alive.
They got some of them out, though.
2 of them, including your cousin, and they left half of him behind.
Would either of you guys care for a biscuit?
A dog biscuit, senor?
Are you trying to insult us?
No, really, they're good.
We'll take your word for it.
Have you any idea what this is?
No, senor.
Me neither.
We should maybe after this conversation, like trees over, have a quick look at our inventory and actually refresh our memory as to what we have.
Have you seen anything like...
I, the hungry chief.
Why are you carrying that thing around with you, senor? Don't you know who it is?
Sure, it's Tezcatlipoca. But it's only a little carving.
It brings death, senor. Death and destruction.
What do you make of this little worm?
No good. It's dead.
Sure it's dead. You think I'd carry it around in my pocket if it wasn't?
He carries all that other junk in his pockets.
Take a look at the design on this label.
I have seen that before.
Where?
There was a ship flying a flag just like that.
When did you see this ship?
3 months ago. It was here, at the docks.
What was the ship with the condor flag carrying?
I don't know, senor. We weren't allowed near the docks.
That's right. Usually we meet the ships when they tie up.
We play to the tourists.
Well, when the Condor ship came in, we were told to go away.
Do you guys know anything about a total eclipse?
What is it?
It's like when the sun is hidden by the moon.
It's crazy.
My cousin Alfredo swears he saw it happen once. But that was after he stupidly consumed a cocktail of peyote and antibiotics.
Right, that's everything that we have from there. Let's have a quick scan in our inventory.
It was the box of biscuits I'd taken from the watchman's hut. Gourmet dog. The snack your dog would bake himself. Sure, as if I'd let a stupid dog loose in the kitchen. There was a cute picture of a boxer dog wearing oven mittens.
Right, and that was a lump of coal. That was the funnel off the chimney. That's the rock thing with the pattern, whatever it was called. The poison dart, the news article. That's George's lipstick. The Continental, whatever it is, logo. The worm from the tequila. The little statue that we got from when we rescued Nico. I think that was a phone bill. And then we also have Nico's knickers.
George Stobbart, well, of all the...
Mrs. Henderson. Boy, this is some coincidence, huh?
When you've been married to a fruitcake like Dwayne as long as I have, you stop believing in coincidence.
I'd met Pearl and Dwayne on the other side of the globe in Syria. He was an army veteran who suspected he was working for the CIA, but wasn't sure. She was less obviously deranged.
Look at the glasses. So this is the woman that we sold the dodgy statue to in the first game.
Is Dwayne here with you, Mrs. Henderson?
Why, sure, I couldn't leave him home alone. Since Dwayne came back from the war, we couldn't bear to be apart.
So, where is he now?
We ain't speaking.
Why aren't you speaking to Dwayne?
Because he's an old spoil sport sourpuss. I want to visit one of those old pyramid places, but Dwayne says he has to stay in town.
Right. And you don't want to go on your own?
Well, there's no point in going to the pyramid if there's no one around to take my picture.
Is Dwayne still working for the CIA?
If he is, he doesn't know it. He's what they call a snoozer.
Don't you mean a sleeper?
No, this is different. He used to think he worked for them, but the psychotherapy cured him of that. What he doesn't realize is that now he really does work for them. At least that's the way I understood it.
Yeah, there was something a bit suspicious about them, wasn't there, in the first game, the way he was like walking around taking
What
pictures.
brings you to Quaramonte, Pearl?
What takes me just about anywheres? The market.
You drove 2,000 miles to go shopping?
Shopping is my role in the economy of the great design, George.
What do you make of this stone, Pearl?
Oh, that's pretty. What's that thing supposed to be, a rabbit?
I believe it's a coyote.
Well, it sure is cute.
I was surprised she didn't ask me where she could buy one. What does this mean to you, Pearl?
What cute little feathers. Why, if you had two of those, they'd sure make nice earrings.
This isn't intended for frivolous personal adornment, Pearl. It's a dart, tipped with a fast-acting, muscle-numbing poison.
Pardon me, I stand corrected, honey.
Sometimes I got the feeling that communication with Pearl was like sending signals out into space. Maybe, if you waited long enough, you'd get an intelligent answer back. But it was a long shot.
I know some people like that.
What do you make of this statue, Pearl?
Whoo-wee, that's a spitting image of Dwayne's brother Sheridan. A little less body hair, maybe, but it's him all right.
Look at this, Pearl. A tequila worm.
Don't you bring that thing anywhere near me, honey. I swear I'll scream like a hog on a hot plate.
Take a look at this news cutting, Pearl.
You'll have to read it to me, George. I left my specs in a gay bar in Santa Barbara.
Well, it's about an eclipse of the sun, which is due to occur in a few weeks' time.
You'd think the government would warn us about these kind of things.
It's not dangerous or anything. Apparently, the best place to view the eclipse is right here in Quaramonte.
Oh, my.
She didn't appear to be the slightest bit interested. Catch you later, Pearl.
He's just lost those glasses that she's wearing. Oh, look, there's the husband. Ooh, what's going on here?
It was Pearl's husband, Dwayne. Hey, Mr. Anderson. Good to see you again.
Do I know you, son?
George Stobbart, remember? In Syria? I sold you a statue.
I remember that. Pearl was mighty vexed when the paint came off.
Look, I'm sorry. I'll give you back the $50.
No, you suckered me fair and square.
Are you still working for... you know who?
You know I can't talk about my work, George. That's between me and Uncle Sam.
Does the name Karzak mean anything to you?
Sounds like a comic book villain to me, son.
He's the man behind Condor, and the rat who kidnapped Nico.
You know, the first time I met you, I was deeply impressed with your naive simplicity. I said to Pearl, if we ever had kids, I would have wanted a boy like George. But I underestimated you, son.
Did you know that traditional music is illegal in Caramonte?
Is that so? Seems reasonable to me.
No, really. The leader of the band in the square has been in prison just because of the music he played.
I don't know who you've been talking to, but that fella, Miguel, he's an agitator.
No problem, Royalty. You'll be able to catch up on the video. I'll post a link on the Discord later on.
What's the real reason the musician was in prison?
Handed out subversive literature at the mines. That so-called general was waiting for Miguel when he got back into town. Marched him off to jail at gunpoint on a charge of inciting a riot.
I spoke to Pearl earlier.
Yeah? Did she mention that we had a kind of falling out?
Yes, she did.
She'll get over it.
Did you drive all the way down here?
Hell no. Pearl did the driving while I followed the maps. The way she handled the wheel, you'd think she'd been trucking half her life.
Why did you bring a huge truck like that?
George, I'm on a top-secret classified mission for Uncle Sam. This truck is a rolling bomb. 400 pounds of nitrate fertilizer with a plastique initiator. They'll hear the bang in China. Gee, I'm really looking forward to this.
Would you like a biscuit, Dwayne?
Oh no, those gourmet dog snacks bring me out in a rash.
You've tried them?
They were on special offer. Pearl bought a whole crate. When I asked her if she was thinking of keeping a dog too, she just laughed.
Do you know anything about a shipping company called Condor Transglobal?
Sure I do. You have to get up pretty early to catch Dwayne with his pants down.
What? You beat me to it?
Condor Transglobal is all wound up. Seems like my investigations scared them off.
Yeah, not too big suspicious truck like this parked right next to it was a police station, wasn't it? Something.
Would you like to borrow my lucky piece of coal, Dwayne?
What's so lucky about it?
Well, we made it to Quaramonte in one piece.
When you've been here a few days, you won't look on that as luck.
What do you think of these panties, Dwayne?
Lord, hot stuff, George. You buy those for your girl?
No, a guy we know in Paris bought them for her.
Oh, you're a threesome then. Why are you looking at me like that, George?
Forget it.
There you go, that's all the conversation tree's exhausted with him. Let's go inside.
Nico!
I have done just as I have been instructed, Professor.
God, look at the teeth on that. I'll have to take a screenshot of that and
When
send
the
it to
mine
Royalty.
goes down, there will be no one around to observe your excavations. Ah, I have visitors.
Just remember what I told you, General. There's really no need to make a martyr out of that man.
Look at it, even at the back there. Look at the clip of it.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting, Senor. Welcome to Quaramonte.
Thanks. My name's George Stobbart from California.
But what is this? An angel come down to earth.
Nico Collard. Enchanté, mon général.
Pardon me, señorita, but I couldn't help myself.
Look, we'd like to ask you a few questions.
You've come to the right place, senor. Tourist information. General Graciento, at your service.
This is the tourist office? It says police on the sign outside.
It is both, senor. I am a man of many parts.
I can see that, General.
Have you heard of a guy called Karzak?
No? No, I never heard of him.
I hear there was an accident at the mine a few months ago.
That's correct.
A lot of men killed, weren't there?
A few.
30?
Barely 1% of the working population.
Is it true there's a restriction on music in Quaramonte?
Yes, there is. An emergency measure introduced by Nuestra Senora.
Folk music is a link with the past for some of these people. Take away their musical roots and what do they got left?
Easy listening.
You think easy listening could replace a musical heritage hundreds of years old?
Why not? It happened in your country.
Are there any ruins around the city?
Of course, senor. Quaramonte has everything.
I have a friend who wants to visit an historical site.
Ronaldo will only be too pleased to conduct a guided tour. When he's dealt with today's paperwork, of course.
Who was the guy you were talking to when we arrived?
Professor Ubier, a visitor, senor, like yourselves.
Did you say Ubier?
Si, senor. Professor Ubier, a French archaeologist.
What's Ubier doing in Quaramonte?
Researching our rich and glorious past, senor. The professor is planning an expedition to some Mayan ruins. He came to see me to get an excavation permit.
Would you like a biscuit?
Are you trying to bribe me?
Well, every man has his price.
Mine is more than a dog cookie, Senor Stobbart.
Oh, well, that ruins all the plans.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
That's a native carving, isn't it? Where did you get it?
We picked it up in the market as a souvenir.
What do you think of these panties, General?
Oh boy, fabuloso!
They're yours if you'll tell me all you know about Karzak.
I told you. I never heard of the guy. Do I get the panties now? I told you all I know.
You told me nothing. Take a look at this label.
Si, senor. Condor Transglobal.
Can you tell me where to find their offices?
No, senor. I never heard of them, and neither did Ronaldo.
That sounds suspicious.
Are you sure you never heard of Condor?
Oh, yes.
The company is registered here in Quaramonte City.
You are mistaken, senorita.
The musicians out in the square say that a ship flying the Condor flag was birthed here.
They are simple peasants. They will go along with anything you say in the hopes of parting you from your money.
Yeah, because he seemed rather desperate for them there, didn't he? Maybe he needs them for maybe his Saturday night act.
Condor is run by Karzak, isn't it?
Wrong again, senor. Karzak has nothing to do with anything called Condor, whoever he is.
Do you keep a record of companies registered in Quaramonte?
Of course, senorita. Unfortunately, all the records were destroyed by a flash flood.
Do you know anything about the
Convenient.
forthcoming eclipse, General?
Such things do not interest me, senor.
I'll be back.
Senor. Leave that child alone.
So we need that shark to see where he was going, don't we?
Hi, I'm George Stobbart.
Hello, senor. How can I help you?
I'd like to visit your prisoner.
Condemned prisoners aren't allowed visitors.
Condemned?
To death. He is to be executed. Knowing my luck, I will probably have to shoot him myself.
Amnesty International is going to hear about this. I thought Miguel was arrested for playing the wrong kind of music.
Si, senor, he was.
And that carries the death penalty?
No, no, no. You think we're crazy? While being questioned, he confessed to being an anti-government agent.
Would you like a gourmet dog snack biscuit?
I would love one, senor. But I would have a problem with my teeth.
Toothache?
No, senor. If the general catches me eating on duty, he'll knock them out.
Are there any ancient pyramids near Quaramonte?
Si, senor. But it's not very impressive. It's in ruins.
That's perfect.
That person over there, the general bloke, he doesn't look like a sort of person that could knock somebody's
Would you
teeth
be
out.
willing to give a guided tour of the ruins?
I can't. The general would have a fit if I left all this paperwork.
Do you recognize this statue?
Tezcatlipoca, the night wind. Take it away, senor. That stone is cursed.
You know anything about this eclipse?
No, senor. El General keeps me in the dark about most things.
So long. I wasn't going to try investigating the passage while the general was sat there.
Let's get over here. See if we can catch up with Ubier, because he's going to be somewhere around here, isn't he?
Why did you show him the stone?
I thought maybe he might know something about it.
Well, he does now, for sure. He knows we have it.
Did you notice that chart on the police station wall?
Yes, it looked like a map to me, but I couldn't make out the details.
Whatever it was, the general didn't want us to see it. You came on a little strong with the general.
I was merely flattering his ego, George. Every man has his Achilles heel.
Maybe, but that guy's weakness isn't in his foot. Labano tells me he's been seeing a lot of you.
We meet sometimes for lunch, a drink. After you'd gone back to the States, I was pretty lonely, you know.
Lonely? You must have been desperate. Couldn't you just visit the zoo or something? That man we saw talking to the general was Ubier. Didn't you recognize him?
I never met him, remember? The guy I called in Paris claimed to be Ubier, but he sounded nothing like the man in the police station. Maybe the professor really is innocent.
Nah, it's too much of a coincidence that he's here in Quaramonte. Would you like a biscuit?
Gourmet dog? Have you been eating those things, George?
Sure, they're great.
Look at that face.
Guess what this is? Go on, guess.
It's wrought iron, probably from a chimney stack on an old stove.
Well, I suppose it could be. How did she know that?
My grandfather used to work in a foundry.
Take a look at this.
An eclipse of the sun. Why the sudden interest in astronomy?
I found the cutting in Ubier's house.
Apparently, it's only visible from Central America.
Yep, everyone that we have the dialogue option to, I'm going to offer them the biscuits.
Do you have any theories about this stone?
I think that design represents a dog, a Mexican dog.
So, this is the sacred Chihuahua stone? Sheesh.
The Chihuahua
Take a look
stone.
at this.
Mon Dieu! Where did you get that kind of money?
It's not mine. I found that statement at Ubier's house. Take a look at this, Nico.
That's disgusting, George. Why are you carrying it around with you?
I don't know. I just can't seem to part with it.
He's a very weird bloke. That was alright. I was actually going to see if we could chat with that bloke that's sitting at the side. Let's see if we actually do that first. And then we'll harass Ubier.
Hi, I'm George Stobbart.
What do you think of these panties?
Awesome. You wear them?
No. Someone sent them to my girlfriend.
Thoughtful.
Oh, there's no option for the biscuits.
What can you tell me about the mining company?
The general closed down one of their mines after the explosion. Lots of folks lost their lives. I was lucky. I
I only lost my legs.
Do you recognize the design on this label?
Why, sure. That's the Condor Transglobal Shipping Company logo.
Do they have an office in Quaramonte?
No, but they ship out from here.
That's what I thought.
It's just a weird expression. Look at his mouth.
Did you see the ship with the Condor flag?
No.
But the dock is just the other side of the square.
Might as well be the other side of the moon.
Can you tell me anything about this stone?
That's obsidian. It's a volcanic rock which has cooled so fast that...
Yeah. Look, I'm not interested in geology.
You're not? I suppose you want to know about the carved picture on it.
That's right.
Then the guy you should talk to is the professor. He's over there, talking to the bozo in the truck.
Do you know what this statue represents?
Should do. I used to carve things like that to sell to tourists. But it scared people around here, so I stopped.
Have you heard about the eclipse of the sun?
Sure, I'm having a party to celebrate it. Drop by.
Really?
Sure. Plenty of food, plenty of wine, and everyone's invited, except the general.
Why don't you want the general at your party?
Because if he comes, he'll bring those damned music albums from the 70s.
He's trying to force that. He's rubbish on everyone.
Professor Oubier?
Yes? Who are you?
My name is Stobbart. George Stobbart. Does the name Karzak mean anything to you?
Yes, I know him. In fact, if it wasn't for Kazak, I wouldn't be here.
What?
He's financing my expedition.
Tell me about your wife, Professor.
Please, I don't want to talk about her.
This is like the Indiana Jones look when he's 120.
Maybe you don't, but I do. Why was she known as the Little Dachshund?
It was just a silly pet name I used to call her. Somehow some damned reporter found out.
What do you know about my girlfriend's abduction?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She was invited to your mansion in Paris.
Not by me, she wasn't. I haven't been home for nearly 7 months.
Would you like a biscuit?
No, thank you.
You should, they're good. I can't get enough of these things. Have you ever employed a Central American butler or servant?
I've never employed any kind of servant, monsieur.
Do you see this label?
Yes. It refers to a company named Condor. What of it?
I traced that company here, to Quaramonte. Do you know where I can find the offices of Condor Transglobal?
The company no longer exists. They went bankrupt recently.
Do you know anything about this eclipse, Professor?
Of course. It's not the reason I'm here in Quaramonte, but I'm looking forward to seeing it all the same.
I have proof that you are directly involved with Condor.
I used them as shippers to transport artifacts to a gallery in Paris. Beyond that, I have no connection with the company, which, as I said, no longer exists.
What's your interest in the eclipse, Professor?
Oh, it's purely a layman's curiosity. History is my subject, not astronomy. But I've been fascinated by the movements of the heavenly bodies since I was a child. I wouldn't miss a total eclipse for the world.
Does the eclipse have some special significance for you?
For me? No. For the ancient Mayans, it marked the end of the 5th age.
Perhaps we should be celebrating.
Ah, no. The end of each age heralds destruction on a global scale. The 5th is the final age, ending in the total destruction of the Earth.
Can you tell me anything about this stone?
Where did you get that?
That's my business.
How much do you want for it?
It's not for sale. Can you identify this statue, Professor?
Oh, yes. Tezcatlipoca, the Lord of Darkness.
A Central American god, right?
A supreme deity. Tezcatlipoca means, literally, smoking mirror. There. You see the mirror shield in his left hand? The Mayans believed He could look into the mirror and see into the hearts of men. He was the wind which came howling in the night in search of victims, and victims they gave him by the thousand.
Human sacrifices?
Men, women, children, animals, anything that bled. The steps of his temple ran red with the blood of sacrifices. The Mayans have a legend that says he'll return one day. I hope I'm not around to see it.
Take a look at this, Professor. What have you got to say about that?
Where did you get this?
Never mind that. How do you explain these withdrawals?
I left my financial affairs in the hands of my secretary.
Including the withdrawal of funds in cash from your personal account?
I trust Gwyneth implicitly.
And why Marseille? Why the very place my girlfriend was taken?
That's obvious, Stobbart. We are both the victims of the same devious plot.
What plot?
I have no idea.
That's the end of the bit with him.
Do you think the general was involved with Condor?
Hell no. And if he's a general, I'm a Buddhist. No, that fella's just a mouthpiece for the real power in Quaramonte.
So the general is nothing but a puppet?
He's like Pinocchio before he met the Blue Rinse Fairy. Strictly strings and wood.
Who's pulling the strings?
His mother. Better known as La Presidenta, the dictator.
Right, that's all of their conversations exhausted. We should maybe just follow up with the band about the bloke in prison. Not being there for just playing bad music.
Tell me about the general. You know, the guy in charge around here.
We don't want to talk about him, senor.
How come? No one can hear you. Well, only that old goat.
In Quaramonte we have a saying. Don't tell your old goat what you don't want your wife to know.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Right, let's go back to Pearl.
Have you met the guy who calls himself the general?
No, I haven't. Is he a real general?
I guess so. He wears a lot of medals on his chest. The wrong side of his chest. At least for any army I'd ever seen. I hear you drove all the way to Quaramonte. In a truck.
That's right. You would not believe the state of some of those roads. It makes me downright sad to think there's still some places you can't reach in an automobile. In this day and age, you'd think there'd be decent highways just about anywhere folk choose to go.
Did you know that the truck was full of explosives?
Whatever gave you that idea, as if I couldn't guess?
Your husband. He was exaggerating, wasn't he?
Sometimes I wonder how I'm gonna cope with Dwayne's over-fertile imagination.
Catch you later, Pearl.
Right, let's have a look for any more little blue markers that might indicate something. It's accessible. Oh, it is. Get past the goat.
Hey, Nico!
Hola, señora.
Hi. We were wondering...
I was talking to the lady, Chico.
Hi, my name is Nico Collard.
Concha Garcia. How can I help you, sister?
The corporation I represent is considering a major investment in Quaramonte. Your advice, as the head of an obviously successful concern, is precisely what I'm after. My assistant, Mr. Stobbart, has a few questions he'd like to ask you.
Have you heard of a man named Karzak?
No? Who is he?
He's the reason we came to Quaramonte. We think
Look at the
he's
glare.
running a drug ring.
Well, I hope you find him, but I've never heard the name before.
Can you tell me about the accident at the mine?
Accident? It was sabotage. Somebody wanted my mine closed down for good.
Do you have any evidence that the mine was sabotaged?
Not yet, but I'll get to the bottom of it. There'd been trouble at that mine for several months. The workforce was getting smaller every day. Someone had started a rumor among the men that the mine was cursed. Now the entire operation has been closed down.
Where's the site of the mine?
Several days upriver at a remote area known as Teoculcan.
Do you know Professor Ubier?
Yes. I understand he is about to embark on an archaeological expedition. He hired some equipment from me earlier today.
I overheard him talking to the general. I think they're working together.
What? If I'd known that, I wouldn't have hired out the equipment. Now, why would the general be interested in an archaeologist?
Would you like a dog biscuit?
Would you like a smack in the mouth, Chico?
Does this stone mean anything to you?
I think it is a spirit stone carved by a Mayan priest, no? I don't know which of their many gods it represents.
I'm just seeing as well here, what are the other options? I wonder what this grumpy woman's going to say when we click on those.
Can you tell me anything about this statue?
It is Tezcatlipoca, the god of death and pestilence. That fetish would be considered by many to be a bad omen.
Yeah, we'll save those to last because it might end the conversation with her.
Do you recognize the icon on this label?
Condor Transglobal.
Did the company operate here in Caramonte?
Yes, they ran an old container ship, the Mayan Princess.
Do you know who owned Condor Transglobal?
I've no idea.
You see this? It's my lucky piece of coal.
What's so lucky about it?
I'm not sure yet.
He's like a nutter you meet on the bus, isn't he?
Nice buns.
What the hell?
Have you heard about the forthcoming eclipse?
I don't take much interest in things like that. One of the boys might know about it.
Yeah, it's my comment exactly, Chrissy. Alright, we're going for it.
Would you be interested in these panties? They look about your size.
Is that your best line, Chico?
I'm serious. They were an unwanted gift.
Put them away before you get overexcited.
Let's talk to this weirdo, shall we?
Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to Consolidated Mining. If you are planning to stay in Caramonte City, may I recommend the Consolidated Mining Experience, an interactive hands-on tour of one of our deepest mines, with talking tour guides available in 3 different languages.
A tour of a mine.
Well, this is a mining company. What else did you expect?
I've been on tours of mines before, they're actually really good.
Do you know anything about the eclipse that's due soon?
Me? No, senor.
Yeah, exactly. The way he dresses there. Is that the way you dress when you're working from home, Chrissy?
Do you know where I can find Senor Karzak?
No, senor.
How come you're not wearing any pants?
I feel more alert without them. Kind of perky.
And your boss doesn't mind?
She suggested it.
Hey. Any of people going to speak, or are they going to dismiss us because they look like more automated over here?
Ever heard of a guy called Karzak?
Can't you see I'm busy? If I don't finish this stock report, the boss will be mad as hell.
Are you looking forward to the eclipse of the sun?
Not especially. Are you?
I don't know. I've never seen one. All I know about eclipses is that you shouldn't try to view them with the naked eye.
Please, go away and let me get on with my work.
Try the next one.
Ever hear of a guy called Karzak?
No, sir.
Did you know there's an eclipse of the sun in a few weeks' time?
Yeah, Joe told me about it. He's having a party and we're all invited. Me and the boys are dressing up as evil monks.
Yeah? Cool.
Last one.
Ever heard of a guy called Karzak?
No.
Do you know anything about the eclipse?
Yes.
and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I heard it's going to be pretty spectacular.
It's in a few weeks' time, isn't it?
9 days.
Thanks.
I think the only other blue dot to click on is this cabinet behind the grumpy lady.
Keep out of there. That's where the explosives are stored.
I guess we're going to need that. I don't think there's anything else in this room, so we'll head back out. So we still need to get a shot of the general. Let's talk to Nico and see if she has any new conversations.
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about at that time.
That answers that question. Pearl, got anything new?
I had no more to talk to her about.
Nope. Right, let's go and see. Oh, what was the fella's name at the end? I can't remember her husband's name now. Right, Ubier's gone. So we must have exhausted all of his conversations. I've got some more here.
Did you find any evidence of Condor's drug smuggling operations?
Drugs? Hell no! Condor was a cover for the illegal export of Mayan artifacts.
So who was behind Condor Transglobal?
It was registered in the name of Edan.
Did you get the guy?
Like the
I
cheese.
don't think he ever existed. Edan backwards spells Nady, Spanish for nobody.
Is Miguel the reason you're here?
Pretty smart, George. I was supposed to make contact with him. By the time I found him, though, he was in jail. I've been trying to figure out a way to get him out since then.
Sounds good to me. Count me in.
Good man, George. All I need is a detonator.
Which is in her cabinet.
How come you brought a truckload of explosives but no detonator?
Call me old-fashioned, but I say packing trunks is woman's work. I left the packing to Pearl, and I can't find a darn thing. Just hope she remembered to bring my denture polish. I'd sure hate to arrive back in the States with tar on my teeth.
Right, so we need the detonator off her upstairs in that other place. We need to clear the general out. Let's see if we've got anything else we can say to these guys. Wait for her animation to finish so we can click. Oh, hang on, there's something on there to click on.
The filing cabinet was probably locked. A filing cabinet stood in the corner.
Any other... Oh, there's a safe as well. Oh, what's that on his desk?
A couple of special offer letters were strewn across the desk. I had no need for junk mail, especially someone else's. A safe was tucked under the desk. The safe was undoubtedly locked.
Do you have a map of Quaramonte?
A map? I'm sorry, senor, but I don't.
What about the one on the wall?
Ah, that is an archaeological survey map, senor. Not suitable for tourists.
I'll be back.
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about at that time.
Anything that we could use on him? Try this guy one more time.
I had nothing else I wanted to ask him.
All right.
The door led back out.
We'll go back to the band. Because I think they're the only ones that we haven't re-chatted to.
I had nothing else to talk about.
Ah, there's nothing else to say. And everyone over here is just merchants, aren't they? So they're not going to give any insight. Right, what's this guy here? We haven't clicked on this guard.
Welcome to Guaramonte.
When's the next ship out of here?
But, senor, don't you like our beautiful country?
Oh, yeah. It's like a little piece of paradise right here on Earth.
Then why you wanna leave?
I'm just plain homesick. Like it says in the song.
A word of warning, senor. If you feel like bursting into song, bite your tongue.
Huh?
There are official restrictions on music in Guaramonte.
We've had enough. We're going back to the ship.
Okay. You show me your brown card?
Huh? What brown card is that?
The official exit visa.
How come music is restricted in Guaramonte?
It is part of the great cultural enrichment campaign. Traditional Caramontan music is considered unsuitable for these fast-moving times. Nuestra Señora has decreed that only one category of music is suitable.
What's that?
Easy listening.
Nuestra Señora is la presidenta, right?
Si, señor. The First Lady of Guaramonte.
I guess that's her picture I've seen on the posters, huh?
That's her. Quite a looker, no?
If you like big, middle-aged military women.
Si, señor. I do.
So, what has La Presidenta done for this country, apart from emasculating its music?
Take a look around you, señor. The splendid docks, the walk-in shopping mall, but most of all, she has brought prosperity.
Where?
For the first time in the history of Caramonte, we have an export trade.
Inside the hut was a chair and a small table.
Right, what are we missing?
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about.
Well, now we know we need the detonator. Let's go back upstairs and we'll speak to her, because that might have opened another path. Some potential for us to be able to trade for it. Yeah.
Do you have any kind of detonating device in stock?
Sure. They're kept in that cupboard.
I don't suppose you have one spare?
I can't simply give you a device like that, no without a damn good reason.
The General has a chart in his office, which he was discussing with Ubier.
Perhaps that chart will tell us where they're heading.
Maybe, but I can't get anywhere near it while the General and his sidekick are there.
Hey!
Oh, I thought that might have let us in there.
Stay out of that cupboard.
I had nothing else to talk about.
Is the animation going to complete?
I guess a mining company must use explosives, right?
Not in the accounts and ledger section, to my knowledge.
Nope, nothing yet. So, how are we going to get him out of there? Is that giving us any more conversations with her? Yes.
Could you distract the General while I took a look at that chart?
You're kidding. Did you see the way he was leering at me?
Yeah, you'd make a great snake charmer. Come on, 5 minutes is all I need.
Well, maybe. But it's your harebrained scheme. You do the talking.
Maybe we should give her the panties.
We've had enough of Guaramonte, and we want out.
Am I stopping you?
The guy at the docks tells me I need an exit visa.
Ask Ronaldo. He'll make the arrangements. That's what he's here for.
My girlfriend has a favor she wants to ask you, General.
For you, my dear. Anything.
I've changed my mind.
Oh, no, you haven't. She's embarrassed about asking you for an interview, General.
An interview with me? Fabuloso!
Well, I want to write a story about you.
You hear that, Ronaldo? An exclusive glossy spread about your beloved general.
Si, Signor General.
Look after things here. I'm going back to my apartment and I don't want to be disturbed.
I'll get you for this, George Stobbart.
Don't worry. If you're gone for more than a couple of hours, I'll come and get you.
A couple of hours?
Look at his face. Right, that takes care of that. Can we touch the chart yet, or is he going to bollock us?
No, 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 Signor. The General said nobody must see that chart.
He won't know unless you tell him.
You don't know him, Signor. He will worm it out of me as easily as he de-waxes his ear.
Okay, okay. I'd have to get rid of him.
I'm thinking Pearl. He said he did. This guy did tours.
Would you take my friend to the ruins now the General's gone?
I'd be honored, Signor.
Thanks.
That answers my question. Can we get an exit visa
I'm
anyway?
trying to get out of Quaramonte.
If I had $1 for every time I heard that, I'd be able to buy back half my family.
Never mind them. What about my visa?
We don't take visa.
I didn't ask if you take a visa. I want you to give me a visa.
I can't help you, Signor. I don't understand these things.
So long.
So you're trapped here once you come. Right, let's go and get Pearl.
Do you know where I could buy a detonator?
Did Dwayne put you up to this by any chance? Oh, I get it. This is to detonate the truckload of explosives, right?
Hey, come on, I was kidding. Did you think I was serious?
I know what you boys are like when you get together and make plans. Dwayne says he could solve all the world's problems if he had enough missiles.
What movie was it? I'm sure it was a modern day film, but in black and white, where they said that all the world's problems can be solved with the proper application of explosives.
I've made the arrangements for your visit to the temple, Pearl.
Oh, that's just great, George. Why don't you come too, honey?
I'd love to, but right now I have to save the world.
It was in the trailer. I can't think what it is. I remembered what that old film was as well that I was talking about when we were in the call earlier.
I'm looking for an official guide to take me to the old pyramid.
For a lovely lady, I would go to the ends of the earth. For you, I will go as far as the pyramid and back. But what about your husband?
What he doesn't know won't hurt him. Let's go, Beanpole.
Yeah, the old film I was thinking of earlier when we were chatting was The Blob with the dreadful Steve McQueen.
Set out for the ruined pyramid. I prepared to search the police station. I had no need for junk mail, especially someone else's. The safe was undoubtedly locked.
You could at least try
The
it.
safe was tucked under the desk. I decided to leave the television switched on.
What's on his computer? I keep seeing a pyramid. Is this like Stargate?
It was a computer monitor with some kind of outdated game displayed on it. I didn't have time to get sidetracked by playing computer games. It was a computer monitor with some kind of outdated...
Double-clicked it.
It It looked like a geological survey map showing the land to the southeast of Quaramonte City. About 60 miles inland and upstream was an area marked Teoculcan. It was the map the general hadn't wanted me to see.
Let's go and see the prisoner now.
I couldn't reach the noose.
Let's make him hang himself.
I'm George Stobbart. You're Miguel the musician, aren't you?
Ex-musician, senor. My career is finished.
Going to jail could be the boost your career needed.
Senor, I would rather die than live with this shame.
Have you heard of a guy called Karzak?
Yes. The old man spoke of him.
The foreigner? Professor Ubier?
That's right. This man Karzak is Ubier's boss.
Why is that noose hanging from the bars?
Ronaldo strung it up, for me to hang myself. Don't cry for me, Senor Stobbart. When I am dead, the goddess will take my soul to rest in paradise.
There was nothing I wanted to talk about right then.
We were using this, weren't we, to undo locks?
I couldn't reach the noose.
There's nothing else to click on here. Let's go back to... Because remember his jeep's parked back out there with the explosives. I wonder if we can unlock the detonator now. From that grumpy woman's office. Oh, hang on. Is that something we can click on there?
The filing cabinet was probably locked.
I thought it was a document. Head back up here. Must be able to get it by now. Here we
I
go.
got a good look at that chart in the police station. It's a map of Quaramonte.
Does it tell us where Ubier is heading?
Yeah, a place called Teoculcan.
That's the site of the mine. I wonder why they're being so secretive about Ubier's plans. One thing's for sure. If the general's involved, they're up to no good. I'd like to talk to that musician Miguel. Take the detonator and get him out of that jail.
There we go. Like a fire extinguisher. Why does he keep putting all this junk that he puts? Because you can't see it. Just keep looking at the expression of the guy with no pants just here as well. If he puts a big thing like that down his pants, he must have plenty of room. Must be very disappointing for Nico.
Here is the detonator, Dwayne.
Keep your voice down, George. You want everyone to know. You'd best go and warn Miguel that the U.S. cavalry's on the way.
Okay.
There we go.
It was Quaramonte's.
So in the other game, you could like shift click to get to the other side of the screen, but this one we've got to like wait for the animation to go through for every single transition.
Hey, Miguel.
What is it? What is happening?
We're getting out of here.
Who's we? They've sent the Delta Force.
Nope.
The Impossible Missions Force.
Don't make me sick. Much better.
Who then?
A retired greetings card salesman from Ohio.
I'm doomed.
You're not the only one. I should have known you'd be trouble the moment I saw you.
Look, I can explain everything.
Get in that cell. Now.
And what if I refuse?
He'll shoot you.
Okay, here I am, going quietly into the cell.
Very wise. North Americano scum.
One of the reasons I hate guns so much is the way they make people so damned impolite.
I suppose that's one of the reasons.
I hope you're enjoying your vacation, Senor Stobbart.
Go polish your weapon, Ronaldo.
This was part of your plan, right?
Well, in a manner of speaking, no. I was all out of ideas. It was up to Nico now.
So, here we are.
You've changed.
Look at the
I thought
state
I
of
would
it.
slip into something more comfortable.
The stench of cheap cologne rolled over me like tear gas.
So, what do you want to know about me? Ask and I will answer. I will deny you nothing. I am a very giving person.
How nice for your friends.
Your eyes are glittering like stars.
His damn cologne was making my eyes water.
Look at her face as well.
I was running out of sofa.
As spirited as you are beautiful, I admire that.
As long as he admired it from afar. It was a portrait of some thug in a uniform. I didn't want the picture. Cutting-edge technology in 1978, at any rate. I didn't want to watch a lot of tawdry soap operas. A stuffed swordfish. On close inspection, I noticed that the swordfish was peppered with machine gun bullet holes. The general was a real sportsman, and no mistake. A lava lamp, hip in a retro way. I had no doubt the general thought it was hip, full stop. I didn't want the lava lamp. A tiger skin lay on the floor. The tiger was beyond help.
Anything else we can click on? In different circumstances, this would be quite a nice view. I think we've covered all the talking points. I assume that's what we were doing.
Who's the guy with the hat and the fat cigar?
My mother.
That tiger skin. You didn't kill it yourself, did you?
Alas, no. I had to import a synthetic one from the United States. It is very comfortable to lie on, naked.
Unfortunately, I'm allergic to man-made fibers. Is that a lava lamp?
Sure, it's more impressive in the dark. I'll close the blinds.
No, don't do that. Not on such a beautiful day.
Oh, what on earth is he playing there?
Big fish. Catch it yourself?
Catch it. Fishing poles are for children.
Then how did... Are those bullet holes?
2 magazines on full automatic. It put up quite a fight.
Mom, what is going on here?
Nothing, Mom. I was...
I'm in uniform. And when I'm in uniform,
It's...
Madame la Presidente, sorry, Madame la Presidenta.
Now, what is going on here?
Nothing, Madame la Presidenta. I was just showing my friend Nico some of the cool stuff I've got.
Hi.
Good afternoon, señorita. And just what are your intentions toward my son?
Intentions? We were just talking.
How nice. She has good bone structure, Raoul. Has she any brains?
She's a reporter.
Is she? And what sort of questions has she been asking?
I'm a freelance photojournalist. I do lifestyle features.
For what sort of magazines?
It looked safest to play dumb with good bone structure. Haya, lifestyle of the super rich and vainglorious, Envy magazine,
Excellent. Raoul, you've chosen well for a change.
It was pretty obvious who pulled the strings around here. I hope George was making good use of the time I was buying him.
And then it goes.
Pa 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 pa.
And when you were in this band of yours, you used to play that song for 2 hours?
Yeah, we were really famous at our college. Still, ours wasn't as good as the original version.
I have never heard that song before, yet I have no doubt that this must be true.
Hey! Psst! Hey, George!
Dwayne Henderson. Boy, am I ever glad to see you. Get to the American consul and tell him I've been imprisoned without charge.
Get real, George. He was the previous occupant of that cell you're in. We're gonna have to use good old American know-how to get you out of there.
That's him, Beckett.
That, and this truck full of explosives I've got here.
Dwayne, listen to me. You'll kill all of us.
You're such a naysayer, George. It'll go like clockwork. Negative to negative, it's positive to you gotta get the bare copper wire here. Let me just, damn. Alright, I'll just hook that up. There we go. Okay, just a minute. I've got to get to a safe distance.
Quick, Miguel, hit the mattress.
You have strange customs up north.
Here we go.
Too late.
Are we dead yet?
Horse shit.
What happened to the explosives?
There ain't no explosives. My dumbass supplier must have given me organic fertilizer instead of chemical. All I got here is 400 pounds of lightly fried horse apples.
That's a lovely image, Dwayne. Never mind, I'll think of something. I couldn't reach the noose. Listen to me, Miguel. You give me that rope and I'll get us out of here. Is there somewhere you can hide from the General?
Of course. My friends have a boat ready to take me upriver. But how are you going to break out of here with just a short piece of rope?
I'm not sure. But I'll think of something.
Did you see the subtitles when the explosion went off as well, Chrissy? There's something being flatulent.
If your plan doesn't work, will you let me hang myself in peace?
I couldn't escape that way.
Right, I think we're going to have to give the rope to the bars.
Hey, Dwayne, I want you to tie this rope to your truck and then drive forward. I'd had no idea whether this was really going to work, but I'd seen it in a black and white western. Of course, Hopalong was using a horse and Dwayne had a 4-ton truck, but hey, the principle's sound.
Anything you say, George.
Please forgive my mother. She can be a little difficult.
Oh, my feet. Raoul, propose, you idiot.
Don't mind her. She just wants grandchildren.
Don't think I can't hear you, Raoul. I want the worthy successor, and you're not it. Propose now, or I'll do it for you.
Look, Nico, we haven't known each other very long, but... What the hell was that?
Saved by
I
the
didn't
boom.
know what was going on, but George had to be involved in it somewhere.
Yep, she liked it.
ain't gonna say a thing, 'cause that sweet sound of falling masonry says it all.
Quick, senor. The river.
Huh? Wait, what about Nico?
George, what have you done? You only had to sneak a look at the chart, and it's turned into World War III.
No time to explain. Come on.
Don't move, terrorist scum. You talking to me, Junior?
Yes, I'm talking to you, fat man. And my name's not Junior.
A word to the wise, Junior. You carry on waving that pea shooter in my face, and the next person who sees it is gonna be your proctologist. Savvy?
General, I am happy to report that I have apprehended the terrorists. You idiot! Not them! The other American and the French woman! They're the ones!
When I recovered consciousness, I was alone, washed up on the riverbank. My head was aching fiercely, and my mouth tasted like a swamp. But I followed the sound and discovered a treehouse in a nearby clearing.
Right, I think that would be a good spot to leave it. 47%, so we didn't get as big a percentage as what we did last week. But yeah, we'll continue this for our Monday point-and-click adventures next week. Tomorrow we'll be back on the server playing a bit of Minecraft. Got a few different projects lined up. I just haven't decided which one we're going to start working on tomorrow, so we'll just have to see how it goes and what we decide. Yeah, it might take a couple of extra streams than what I thought, because considering we made basically 40% progress, it's what it said last time. Unless when the code editors haven't really done the percentages very well. But yeah, we'll be able to pick up from here though next week. And of course, further down the line we have, after this one's complete, we have Simon the Sorcerer 2, which I'm also really looking forward to playing. So what I'll do now is, everything is going to go rather weird. So what I'll do is I'll press this button, because of the way that this game goes. Actually, it might be better off if I actually exit the game entirely. Let's see. Yeah, I forgot about that. Hang on. There we go. We're almost back to normal. It just takes a moment to reset the resolution, because it's only like 300 and something by 200 and something resolution the game. So let's see who we got there. I'm just thinking we never... we've got Sweet Anita's the only one that we can go to there. We never actually did an egg count. Are you over the 100k now? You must be getting close to it, if you haven't passed it already. 99.4. And oh, I can't remember how many you get for doing a raid, because they nerfed everything, didn't they? 250. Oh, so you'll definitely reach the big nothing tomorrow. Anyway, we'll start that there. So I hope you enjoyed that there. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you for joining me today. If you are enjoying our journey and would like to see more, then please rate, comment, favourite and subscribe in whichever manner your chosen platform allows. If you are joining us on Twitch, Mixer or YouTube, where we have loads more for you to watch, from our live streams to all our episodes across our various series. You can also drop by and say hi over on Discord, where we chat about everything from Minecraft to books and movies to tabletop games. But most importantly, thank you very much for watching and have a lovely day.